Mr. John Fry. John is the president of our club, doing an outstanding job. And his introduction reads, details, details. It is always the details for John. Even in an organization that is straightforward as Toastmasters, it's necessary to understand what makes the organization work. In his speech this morning, John will explain the Competent Leader Award and how it relates to our weekly meeting activities and success of our club. Please welcome John Fry.
And Dan, this is an educational speech, so it doesn't have a formal evaluation.
Okay.
There we go.
John, what's the time?
The time's 5 to 7 minutes. And gosh, it worked. Holy cow. We're off to a good start. The Competent Leader Award. Let's call this the Sleeper Award, and it's also known as the Ironic Award. The Sleeper Award, because when we sign up for Toastmasters, we get 2 manuals. We get the Competent Speaker Manual, and we're all familiar with that. We work on it very diligently. And we get the Competent Leader Manual at the same time. And the Leader Manual gets just sort of oftentimes shoved to the side in the enthusiasm, appropriately so, to work on the Speaker or Communicator Award. Now, the reason I call it also known as the Ironic Award is let's take a look at what you need to do to earn Competent Leadership Award. And that is fill out many of these roles, and I think we can all see those. I'll scroll up here for just a moment. So the project completion record, and this is actually my second Competent Leader Manual that I'm working on. The reason it's ironic is all of us are doing roles all the time, but frequently we forget to bring our Competent Leader Manual and have them filled out. So, for example, Project 1, listening, you have to complete 3 of 4 activities: odd counter, speech evaluator, grammarian, table topic speaker, and you can see that I've actually been working on those since August of last year. But gosh, almost everybody has a role at almost every meeting, and many of the roles count towards the Competent Leader. So it's ironic that we can be working on Competent Leader at almost every meeting if we're aware of the purpose of that. One of the reasons it's important to work on the Competent Leader Award is for the benefit of our club, in addition to the benefit of our education here. Let me zoom in on this. This is a report that I printed off from the Toastmasters website just last night, actually, and it shows, I'm going to get that a little bit bigger so we can. Oh, geez, I'm sorry, guys. What this shows is the 10 activities that we need to complete to earn our Distinguished President's Award for the club. And it shows our goal, and then our achievement to date, and whether we've achieved that or not. What's happened in the last 3 years is we've had a relatively easy time getting 2 Competent Communicator Awards, and then 2 more. Everyone's dialed in on earning their Competent Communicator. We have 1 Advanced Communicator and 1 more Advanced Communicator. We actually have 3 of those total, so no problem there. Leadership Awards, and that includes the Competent Leadership. We have 1, and we've achieved 1. And here's the problem, and that's been the problem actually for the last 3 years, is we've had to scramble at the end to get enough leadership awards, which is ironic because at the same time you're working on your Competent Communicator, you can roll up the leadership award. So we need to achieve 9 of 10 of these, and we're doing really well. Thank goodness we don't need new members despite our thin turnout at the meeting. So the executive committee actually said, gosh, we can ignore the two new member requirement. But what we need is that one more CL. And that's happened the last 3 years in a row we've been scrambling. So it's ironic that we have the opportunity to work on it, and that's what comes down to almost every year. Let's take a look at just a familiarization of one of the pages out of the Competent Community Leader Manual. And this, just as an example, is the page that discusses mentoring. What the manual has is 10 different sections, 10 different skills to work on, and it describes each skill in some detail, and then provides opportunity for you to work on that skill by performing, in this case, the first 3 projects, and mentor a member on the first 3 projects in the Competent Communicator Manual, or mentor an existing member with the next 3 speaking and or leadership projects. So that's an example of what you need to do to complete the number 9 task, mentoring. When it's all completed, we fill out the application, send that in, and we can do that electronically now with the website. The Vice President of Education will sign off on your completion on those. And in conclusion, what we would like is 3 actions. And if I can have everyone raise their right hand, please. I solemnly swear, fill in your name, I, John Fry, solemnly swear. Now let's give it some feelings. Solemnly swear. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to fill rolls. We're all filling rolls today.
Fill rolls.
We're going to remember our CL manual.
Remember our CL manual.
Without fail, I might add.
Without fail.
And we're going to ask for an evaluation of whatever role you're doing. So the people doing roles today, if you didn't bring your CL manual, bring it next time and ask somebody sitting next to you if they'll recall what you did and fill out the form, and we can do away with the last minute rush on Competent Leader Awards. Thank you very much.